Hi folks, Modelling Mark here again. We're off with a new project today, something a little bit different for this channel. This is the USS Constitution from Agora Models. 1/76 scale, it's a beautiful sailing ship, and Agora have nicely provided us with an option to do a skeleton model. Now I'm planning a modified build for this one, something a little bit different, something I've not seen before. I'm planning on doing this as a half hull. That means it'll be half the hull split along the length of it, mounted on a picture frame. It won't have full masting. The mastings will only be probably up to half the lower section of the mast. I'm not quite sure how much detail I'm going to put on the deck yet. I will probably leave the planking off the cannon deck and leave that exposed. Do the bulwarks. I'll do some of the details on the deck but not all of it, and there'll be no rigging. Now I've seen plenty of half models of a planked hull. I wouldn't say they're common, but there's been plenty done. I haven't seen a half hull of a skeleton hull. This does pose some interesting problems. When you cut the hull in half, obviously it loses a lot of rigidity. Now, if it's fully planked, you could cut it in half and it would keep its shape no problem. But with the skeleton model, it's going to be a bit challenging. So these are the frames. We've got the plans which we assemble the frames on. The frames are made of a nice piece of solid oak laser cut. I'm really impressed with that. Having solid oak laser cut frames is a really nice touch. It's going to make a super model when it's finished. And so the frames will be assembled over here. We do have the deck beams, which are placed like this, obviously cut to length, and there will be a mast up the middle. Now I obviously can't cut it exactly in half because then I'll be trying to split the mast, which would be a nightmare. So my plan is to split the hull just to one side of the mast. Now there are wooden collars that go around the mast, so I will split it just on the edge of one of the collars. So that way we'll have the deck with the mast going through and the collar will be up against the back pane. So it's going to be cut down there. Obviously each one needs to be cut exactly the same. Okay, so I will mark the centre line of each frame. I'll then come across whatever distance I decide I need for the mast and collar. And that will be where I'll split it. I will mark but not cut each frame, and each deck beam will be marked with pencil, so when I'm ready to cut it, the model in half, I'll know exactly where to cut. And of course when I come to putting the decks on, the deck will need to be cut in advance. So again then I will use this mark to work out where I'm going to cut the deck. But the decks will come much further down the build. There are some beams that also run along the length of the ship. These are actually small sections of wood that go between each deck beam at each frame. Looking at the instructions, they appear to be slightly different distances from the centre line on each deck. I will follow the instructions to do this side, so this side is correct. For this side, where it's going to go up against the picture frame, I will adjust these so the deck beams all butt up against this cut line. So that's the plan for the moment. Hopefully it all comes together. So I've never seen anything like this done. This, I think, is the best way I can see of doing it. Wish me luck. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little introduction. I hope you're looking forward to the build. I am. I think it's going to give me a few challenges. In particular, cutting the hull in half once it's all assembled. I can see that being a bit messy, but then I we'll get something. I'll be back soon with the first episode of the construction. Right, so thanks for watching. See you next time.